Hello guys, this is Vysh. So Hindu editorial, July 24, Monday. So before that, the test series, those who are enrolled, you will get the NCERT test, the PT13. Okay, PT 1 to 12 was current affair, and PT13, the NCERT history class 6, 7, 8, and 27th you have the geography NCERT also. Last many days you would have been reading as per the timetable and maybe watching the videos which are free of cost in our channel. So those are not enrolled, batch 2 will open soon, which will have all the things again, but in a little different dates. Mostly August 15th it will start, and by this week I'll announce it. Okay, so this one who is enrolled, they will start getting, some of them would have got it. I'm sending it in a particular order, so some of them would have got it. It's anyway scheduled for tomorrow, so you will get it. Okay, by tomorrow daytime you should get the emails. If you don't get, you can inform me by tomorrow afternoon. So that's about the test series 24 batch 1. Okay, and the other batches and all will be announced in the coming days. Today's editorials, again, many repeat articles are there, many unwanted articles are there. So I'll tell you first the headlines. First article, that small one, is about India's economy, the export import of last month and then compared with the last year. Some details are there, not very important, but I'll tell you anyway. We'll see the headlines. The other one, this is the biggest article today, and I'll discuss that in detail. It's about India's economic growth, India becoming the next rising superpower. Entire world is looking on to India. So India, what stand India should take, that kind of some discussions are there. So it's interesting. GS 1, 2, 3, everywhere it will be useful. So that is the main article, and I think the only big article we'll discuss today. Kerala, local news, not required. Artificial intelligence, we have discussed nice articles, and we have a static video also in our Science and Tech playlist. If you don't know, come and ask in WhatsApp. This is not a very good article. If you see the headline itself there, a case for new pronoun for AI. So they are like AI, because it's the future, should it have a gender? Should AI be referred as like they or it? What should you refer AI? So that philosophical something they are simply unwantedly discussing. There is nothing much useful for exam. Thailand elections. So this also, it can be ignored ideally, but because Thailand articles very rarely comes, and this year because India, Myanmar, Thailand highway and all is being constructed, what is the kind of happenings there, elections, and what is the discussion, that quickly I'll do, so that in future if Thailand some news you come to see, you will be able to at least relate to it. Okay. Charts, again Telangana. They're telling Telangana's districts which are nearest to the capital, they are developing faster, and that kind of some graphs and charts they have given. Again, not important for your UPSC exam. Uniform Civil Code, already 1 or 2 times I discussed, and today because this article was not very good, I have asked ma'am to do another video, and this one, it's already out, it's already there in our channel. So this is what you have to watch instead of this one. I am not going to explain this article because that has full politics only, BJP versus other states and parties and all. So this video you have to watch, and you will get that article covered, okay, in detail. History of the UCC till the present and future, ma'am has discussed. Okay, so watch that. So we'll discuss mainly the 2 articles, that India's great growth and Thailand elections. And this first one, import export, if you see in that article, they are mentioning about the import and export both are shrinking. Then various other factors where they are like Russia-Ukraine war, because of which everything was costly. So that kind of some things which happened in the last 1 year, right, that they are discussing there. And IT and services, which India used to have the maximum export, service export, that the author is telling it is reducing. Okay, as per the numbers, it is reducing, and now because we have Make in India and more manufacturing, we are even making trains and all and exporting to Australia and all. So our goods and merchandise, that export share is increasing. Okay, so that kind of some pointers, IT decreasing, goods increasing, and then our neighboring countries, if you see, Bangladesh and Vietnam are doing very good in terms of exports. Okay, whether it's like the leather industry, plastic, or anything which is like manufacture and sending, they are doing very good. So we should also learn from them. Okay, Bangladesh and Vietnam. And then the recession which was there. Okay, so European many countries are in recession. USA banks are failing. So that and all, slowly things are getting sorted out, and everything is coming back to normal. So India should see to it that its GDP forecast and all, which everybody predicts like 6.5 growth, 7.5 growth and all, that we should see to it that we don't go off track, because every country is coming back in their economy. So we should try to come back. So that is the overall thing which I felt important in that particular article. Okay, else if you read round and round numbers, they'll be given like this much $1 billion export, this much $1 billion import. That numbers are not important to you. Okay, so this is the takeaway from that article. So if you are new to this channel, read this. Don't ask these questions in comment section, because many, at least 10-15 questions I've answered here. Don't ask the same thing in the comment section. Okay, answer is given here. Test series, as I told, 24 batches going on. They are taking NCERT test tomorrow. 2024 batch 2 will be announced by this weekend. Okay, it will be almost the same structure as the first batch, but a little bit difference. And then 2025 2-year plan will also be announced before August. Okay. Foundation, you have to come and WhatsApp me. Without foundation, don't study anything from Vysh IAS. Okay, so that is where we guide you how to study. Without knowing how to study or what to study, there's no point taking textbooks or current affairs and studying. Okay, and for state exams, a lot of videos will come in the coming days in Vysh courses channel, so subscribe that also. Okay, so the most important and biggest article today, India, the next big superpower, you can tell, in economy wise. So that even our Prime Minister and S.J. Shankar, the External Affairs Minister, whenever they go anywhere, they are telling about this everywhere. So here the author is asking, what kind of a global power will India be? Okay, in future, what kind of power India will be? Meaning, there are two sides they are telling. One arguing that India should aspire to become a great economic power. Globally, we are trying to, like, everywhere we are there. We are the chair of like G20 this year, then maybe BRICS this year. So like many things are there, SCO. So we are there globally everywhere. That is one side of becoming bigger. Another is India should focus on only on the poverty, uplifting all the poor people, malnourished people, that has to be solved. So that kind of thing. So author is telling it's a false binary. So what does that mean? Binary, you know, computer's language, binary is either zeros or 1. Okay, bit. Okay, 0 or 1. That means either 0 or 1. Like we tell either white or black. It's not like that. It's a false binary. In this case, we need both. Okay, we have to have globally, India's standards should be high. Everyone should respect India. Everywhere India should be invited. India should have a say in global politics. At the same time, India should work in the poverty enhancement programs also. Okay, poverty reduction programs. So they are telling that proactively and critically India should engage, and India's 1.4 billion citizens will grow along with that if you are globally having that thing also. Globally hold if you are in like any world schemes, when United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, poverty reduction schemes, anything, if India has a say, obviously India will put forward such things which will obviously benefit our country also. Okay, it will not make some policies which are suiting USA's poor people. India's poor people, what they need, or climate change related what India needs, that only India will be putting forward. So globally, when you are taking care, automatically your Indian needs also get taken care. That is what the author is telling. Okay, so that last line, ignoring or dismissing the global consequences of a rising India's power is unwise. Okay, when you ignore the global things and all, it is unwise. But doing so without being rooted in the realities of the country's inherent limitations would be a strategic blunder. Meaning you forget all things about India, then you go about only global politics, global GDP, global meetings with all the leaders and all. That also will be a blunder. You have to take both hand in hand and go. Okay, so they're telling like a story. 1991, you know, India's condition was very, very bad. Okay, many wrong things happened in the 70s, 80s, if you see, during Indira Gandhi's time and the emergency. Then after that, nationalizing most of the things. That's UPSC question. When was banks nationalized? When was railway nationalized? When was Coast Guard ship nationalized? Many things. The ministers, that time Prime Minister tried to keep it with themselves. Most of the private things were ending. Everything was being nationalized. And you know, government themselves has never been capable of running anything successfully. Not India's, any world country you take, government thing will not sustain for a long time. Okay, finally Air India also, now you know, latest it is like sold and Tata Group has got it. So anything is with the government, it will not become profitable. Okay, you take BSNL, you take anything, okay, which is a central government thing. So that is why privatization is needed. So 1991 we were a weak, poor, deeply beleaguered country with a foreign exchange reserves of just $5.8 billion, GDP of some this much $1 billion. And population we have 846 million and 50% of them are poor. So complete miserable figures we had in 1991. So, and that time we had this also. Problems like nuclear testing we have to do. Pakistan may attack any time, that we are worried about. Okay, in the 70s, 80s, 90s I'm telling. And Kashmir was at like peak. Kashmir issue was in the peak in the 90s. And same time, Soviet Union collapsed. USSR in 1991 broke up, became Russia and some other 15-16 countries. So that is another thing. India's most trusted partner, because that time Congress was completely dependent on Russia because of the socialistic ideology, not the capitalist ideology which USA has. Now only is like we are managing both of them together. So strained relation with USA also. So overall it was a very, very bad time. Now they're telling after 3 decades, now 2023, because that time IMF told we'll give you loan, but you do LPG. Okay, liberalization, privatization, globalization, you open up your economy, be global, make many things private, then we'll give you loan, and that's how we recovered. Manmohan Singh drafted that, all the LPG things and all, and then we did. Manmohan Singh was finance minister that time. Okay, 91. So 2023, India's foreign exchange reserve has grown to around $600 billion. War with Pakistan, we don't even care now. Okay, but they are telling that is replaced with China now. Now we are worried with China's, like whether they are attacking or whether they are coming inside. Pakistan, now we don't worry now. They won't come to Kashmir also. If they come also, they will get back the answer immediately. So that we are not worrying. So that is a change which happened from 91 to 2023. So the reforms initiated after 91 led to higher GDP growth and also significant poverty reduction. Okay, this and all sometimes in UPSC will come. Drastically poverty reduced after 91. This already came, I think, 2016 or 17 prelims. What were the outcomes of 91 reforms? One question was there and 4 statement. So it was written drastically poverty reduction something. So many people thought it's an extreme statement. It is false, but actually it is true. Okay, drastically our forex reserve also increased, I think. Our poverty, this thing reduced. So it was actually true. Extreme things happened after 91 reforms. So ranked as the world's 5th largest economy, now India's nominal GDP could soon be 4 trillion. Okay, we have even beaten, like, you know, UK, and next maybe Germany, France, whoever is there, and then we'll, like, it'll become 3 top powers. One is USA, one is China, one is India. That will be the top 3 economic powers in the coming decade. Okay. So military, one of the largest military India has. 100 nuclear weapons India has. In USA-India relation is at its peak now. It's like USA is one of our closest friends. So now here, India is also one of the pivotal swing powers of the contemporary international system. Swing powers means where India is swinging or India is leaning towards, that side is considered bigger or stronger. If India is now, if you see in the last few years, India is more towards USA, you can tell, but we have never strained our relationship with Russia. Even when Russia-Ukraine war is there, we did not vote against Russia. We did not stop trade with Russia. But still, we have more, if you see, meeting each other's leaders and all, it is happening with USA. Okay, so wherever India is leaning, that side becomes stronger. That is the world geopolitical state as of now. Okay, they are writing the Ukraine war also. There are serious suggestions, including from the UN and the other world bodies, that India is the one who can mediate and end the war, or India can do something to reduce the impact of the war. Okay, that is very serious suggestions they have told here. And they are telling USA and the wealthy West, okay, meaning the NATO, they want India to be on their side. And Russian Federation is doing everything so that India doesn't turn their back to Moscow, meaning India doesn't look away from Russia. Okay, Moscow is Russia's capital. So like that, both wants India on their side. So India, as I told, many people earlier used to tell, this decade is Asia's decade. Okay, later as after COVID and all these things, that phrase changed to, this decade is India's decade. Okay, because Asia's decade means everyone should be flourishing, but China after COVID and all started going down. Okay, they have their own policies and all, they print their own currency whenever they like, they don't listen to IMF, they do whatever they like, that is a different thing. But a proper country who follows rules and still doing good, that only India is doing. Okay, and as I told, some neighbors like Bangladesh, Vietnam and all, little bit in their trade they are doing good. But overall as a country, with this much population managing and all, India is doing the best in the full Asian region. So New Delhi, increasingly, meaning India, increasingly uses the language of mediation. We are good in mediating also, that is what the author is suggesting. And we are like a bridge between the north and the south and the east and west. India's position in the world map is also like that. We have almost good ties with everyone. Okay, we can, meaning if we tell, many countries will listen, including like if you see Sri Lanka or anyone who is around us, they will listen. Sri Lanka even told that we are ready to make Indian rupee as the common currency of the entire South Asian region. Okay, so that and all in future maybe we'll see such things happening. So now, despite being, now problems they are telling, despite being the 5th largest economy in the world, its GDP per capita, okay, that is $1947 in 2021, but same time Bangladesh per capita is 2,200, meaning we have the overall GDP, everything fine, but per capita income, per person, per capita income, Bangladesh has more than India. Okay, and Bangladesh, this military and all, if you see, is the 40th largest military, not like India's, like it's there in the top 3 or top 5. So GDP and military strength do not equal the well-being of a country's citizens. Okay, so this is a perfect example for that. Just because you have good GDP, just because you have good military, nuclear weapons, that doesn't mean your people are all happy. because Bangladesh is doing better in per capita income compared to India. Okay. So the well-being of a country's population does not equal to the gross material power that a state can bring to bear in its foreign and security policies. Okay. Then they are listing all the problems India has. Major infrastructural and governance issue. Ease of doing business is improved. We know that ranking which comes, World Bank's ranking, ease of doing business. India is doing, rank-wise it is doing better. But even now, you know, to start a business, to start something in India, many places you have to give bribe, you have to make many people happy, you have to follow a lot of under the table kind of things. Only then you can sustain and run a business. Okay. So ease of doing business in papers, maybe many things are improving. So that is a problem. Then few days of rains in national capital, you know what is happening in Delhi. It's completely flooded. Okay, I mean the capital city of the country which we are telling, which will become 4 trillion economy, our capital is flooding. Okay, so that itself you did not control. Then regional issues, caste, ethnic, religious division, this all is very common. Okay, now Manipur issue, you know what is happening there. We are trying to become 4 trillion economy and our people are behaving like this. So India's domestic challenges will continue to distract the attention of its political leaders from attending global problems. Okay, meaning here that much distractions is going on. So India's political leaders will not be properly able to focus on global things. For the Indian politician, foreign policy is a luxury she or he cannot afford. Same thing. That much distractions and problems are here, that how will we focus on global things? Okay, first you have to finish the domestic problems here. When the political class gives scant attention to the country's foreign and security policy, as it usually happens in the case of India, meaning the political leaders don't have time or they give less attention to the global thing, then who is managing actually? Who is looking into the global things? It is the bureaucrats. Okay, IFS officers and all foreign embassy people, ambassadors, these are the people who are taking care of our foreign relationship. But they usually do not diverge from precedents and avoid taking remotely risk decision, meaning they are having like this much rules, this much is my office timing, this is my work condition, this is what is told to me. They will do only that much. They will not take any risky kind of decisions or fully impact creating, changing, life changing kind of instructions. They will not do anything in the global field. They will do only what is instructed to them, but they are doing a job kind of thing. So without political will, foreign policy tends to be on autopilot. Okay, this and all sometimes UPSC can ask also in a mains GS2, GS3 question. Okay, without political will, foreign policy tends to be on autopilot. Justify. So you have to tell these things only. Okay. So the weak economy. Okay, we have total, as I told, we have, but the per capita thing is low. Everything is low. So external engagement, our approach is reducing or it is poor. One number if you take, we are telling, you will see like Prime Minister is visiting many countries, S. Jaishankar is visiting many countries, but do you know the budget allocated is very, very poor. Okay, Parliamentary Committee 23 told only 0.44% of the government's overall budget is allocated to External Affairs Ministry. Okay, because we have other needs. Defense budget you will see, or the education and the health budget recently have been hiked, or the other schemes which we have, Manrega scheme, agriculture schemes, here and all crores, lakhs of crores of rupees you are spending on budget. So you don't have money to put in external affairs, then how will you concentrate on global politics? Okay, so perhaps the country is unable to do, that's what they are telling. Okay, the combined effect of domestic challenge is likely to be a political elite distracted by more immediate domestic consideration. Okay, meaning rather than focusing on the power status of the world, you have here a lot of domestic problems which you have to solve first. Okay, so author is asking, should India refrain from shaping the global order until its domestic challenges are resolved? That binary thing I told, should we forget that and look only domestic issues, or we should forget this and look to be a global power? So that line is very good line, yellow. If you are not a rule shaper, you are a rule taker. Okay, so in the world, because without India also, globally decisions will start being made. Like how now, till now, USA and United Nations, whatever is like UN's thing, that is what USA will tell. What is USA's mindset, that is what UN will tell. And later after some time, China started being more powerful in WTO and everything veto power they are going on cancelling. So they are the ones who is deciding the world rules. How much climate change, by when you should end carbon dioxide reduction, how much funding will be given, this and all they are deciding. So if India steps back, okay, meaning we are not in the rule shaping process, we are not in the rule making process, then we will be a rule taker. We are just listening to, okay, they told, okay, finish the carbon dioxide emission by 2030, you have to do it. You are not there, don't have your stand, you didn't tell there. So it's very much important that you are in the global discussion of foreign policy discussions. Okay, be it debt restructuring, climate change, global trade, non-proliferation, meaning the nuclear or the weapons, how much each country will keep. This and all, if USA, China, Russia decides, like the P5 countries are now deciding, permanent 5, then India will have to simply listen to it. So India should not step back. India should not simply abide by the rules. India should be there in the thing. Okay. So India's ability to shape international politics must also be a reflection of its domestic context, meaning whatever we present there, obviously it will be based on our domestic context. If we have problem of we need to give subsidies to farmers, they cannot tell, WTO cannot tell stop giving subsidies. Okay, like that, anything we should tell in such a way that it applies to everywhere. Indirectly our people are getting the benefit. Okay, so India's ability to shape international politics must also be a reflection of its domestic context, and its global engagement must necessarily be geared towards the well-being of its people. This is how they have told. So this overall article, if you see, too many good takeaways are not there, but excellent some liners are there, one-liners are there. These lines you can use, and this data, that false binary thing. Okay, we should never go for one, because many people will take that. This or that means they will tell, okay, we should do first this poverty reduction, or we must first do that. That is wrong. Both you have to do. That is what they have told. Okay. Now the Thailand election, most important, India, Myanmar, Thailand, we already did a video. Now their political deadlock has happened. You can see the map also, because what is the neighboring countries of Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, a question is expected in prelims. Okay, so you have to know that. And what is landlocked there, that also you have to see, that yellow country, that is landlocked. Find out the name of the country and tell in comment section. I don't think it's written there. Okay, what is that yellow color landlocked country which you see in the side of Thailand and below Myanmar? That tell me in comment section. Okay, it's a land, only that is landlocked, remaining everything has access to water. Okay, so tell me that in comments. So here what happened is, elections happened in May month in Thailand. Elections happened in May month. So there, like most places there, even Myanmar, military rule comes. Okay, like in Pakistan you would have seen military is entering the prime minister's place and then taking over. Okay, so that in most of that's why India is the only stable country. Remaining every country some problem is going on, either currency problem, inflation problem, or this political military problem. Okay, India is the only country where everything is kind of stable. So 2014 there was an elected government there, proper government, democratic government there. 2014 till 2014, then that time military took over. Okay, an establishment, military establishment took over the power. Now May month election happened. A party, reformist Move Forward party and pro-democracy, some Thai parties emerged as the largest party, meaning some parties came together and stood for election. They defeated the military party itself. Okay, the military, whoever is the military establishment's representatives, they were defeated, and now some parties democratically have got elected and won. But the military is not ready to accept it. The military went after the architect of the opposition victory, meaning who is the one winning party now. That is one 42-year-old, that is the photo which I showed you, the first, this person, right? This person is the one who is the leader of that group of opposition parties who have now won the election. So during the campaign, he had promised to end the cycle of coups. Coup means the military coup only, military taking over. This is what exactly last 2 years prelims back to back is asking. Military coup, in which all African countries it happened. They literally asked all the country names. So that again, now you should know, Asian side also military coups are happening. Okay, so he told in the poll promises, he will end these coups, he will scrap the military drafted constitution, amend the controversial whatever laws they had, then criminalize any public criticism of the monarchy. Okay, so he will end all these problems which is there in Thailand, he announced, and then people supported, they won the election. That group of parties won the election. So his reformist view, okay, meaning changing something, reformist views helped him connect with the masses and lead his party to victory, but also made him a target of the military. Military people will not like him because they were in power. Now he brought in some, 8 opposition parties and then won the election also. So military won't like. But now after winning also, they are not allowing to become like him to become prime minister. He was, the parties chose him as the prime minister, the candidate, prime ministerial candidate. And when he went to their parliament to become the this thing, they have another some rule. Okay, they have a 750 member bicameral. Okay, bicameral means 2 houses kind of thing. Bicameral parliament where 500 MPs are there and 250 senators are there, which are appointed by the military only. And they need support from this lawmaker of the government. So at least 376 lawmakers should support, only then you can form the government. he got only 13 vote from the Senate. Okay, only 13 from that Senate which is appointed by the military. So he could not become the Prime Minister. On top of that, the court, the Thailand's constitutional court, suspended him from the parliament, telling like there is some cases going on. He is a member of some media company and his shares and his money, something was not declared during elections. Okay, after winning, they are telling all these things. So obviously it will be a fake something. And these things are done, and he is not being allowed to become the Prime Minister even after winning election. So author is telling this is not the first time. This is not the first time that establishment is going after very popular party. Establishment means military establishment. So in 2019, 4-5 years back, the Future Forward Party, okay, something that party that time, which emerged as the third largest bloc, was dissolved and its leaders were banned from politics. Meaning anybody is trying to win there, they are being somehow broken, arrested, did something, thrown away from the country, something. They are not able to participate in politics after that. So what the generals, meaning the military people, are failing to understand is that the crackdown on pro-democratic parties has not helped sway public mood. Meaning you simply start banning like this party after party, don't think that people will start supporting you ultimately, the military. Because now what has happened? Move Forward Party, the new party, emerged from the vacuum, from nowhere, and became the largest party after 4 years. That means that day 2019 you blocked someone. Now 23 again some people have come and did this. So people will never stand with you. This the military people should understand. So May election result was an opportunity. Okay, so blocking the winner from forming the government and suspending him from the parliament, the generals, the military has made it clear that they will not tolerate any call for reforms, meaning they will not allow any reform movement. Okay, it's kind of like Taliban or something. No, they will not allow anything which is to happen democratically or in a proper constitutional way. Their laws, their rules, they will decide everything. Okay, even elections they are not respecting. Okay, so this is a dangerous move that has taken Thailand a step closer to Myanmar model. Myanmar also same thing happened. Okay, Aung San Suu Kyi, the Prime Minister, she was arrested. She is in house arrest. This military rule there. Okay, so the Thai opposition should stay united, meaning those parties now who won, they should stay united in the face of this military's pressure tactics and all, and continue to push the Senate. Senate is, I told you, 250 people are there. Out of that, this many votes you need. They should keep supporting their candidate and then try to come back in power and quash the complete military. Okay, so this is the Thailand. I told you base story because in future again more articles will come. That time I cannot explain all the static or what is there now. Okay, so now for going forward, anything comes, you will be able to know. That's why one time we'll discuss. Else future, again we won't discuss Thailand. It's not very important for your exam. Okay, so tell me in comment section if you want all these things daily and anything. Okay, anything you can WhatsApp me. You have to be in my WhatsApp because foundation is free and that you have to get first. And then you can start watching lectures also which are free. If you're enrolled to test series, you will know proper scheduled way how to watch it, how to get best results from it if you have enrolled to the test series. Okay, so WhatsApp me and also follow on Instagram. I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.